Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome in to my reaction to all of the Silent Hill 2 remake endings. With the exception of the leave ending, I'm not going to react to that one in this video because I got that in my original playthrough. I'll have that original playthrough linked in the description. For this video, we're going to react to the other 7 endings, 3 of which you can only accomplish on your first playthrough. We're going to watch those first, aside from the leave ending of course. Then the remaining 5 can only be accomplished with New Game Plus, and 2 of those 5 endings are completely new to the remake. So I'm very, very, very excited to see what those are because I've heard they are very interesting. I am so excited. I even have a tissue here because who knows? We might be crying all over the place again. Oh, before we get started, special shout out to the person on YouTube who edited all of these endings together with timestamps with no logo in the bottom right corner of the video. Shout out to Help Me Leon on YouTube, and I'm going to have the links or the link down here for this video below. In the water.
I miss you so much. I tried. I really did, but I can't. Just can't go on without you. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. I know this isn't what you would want. But I guess it doesn't matter anymore. You're not here. Are you?
I thought that was her breathing. Like, 'cause she's in the back seat, right? And it's supposed to be her lifeless body. Yeah. Into Topeka Lake.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill.
Her letter.
You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you to come and see me. But you never do. So, I wait. Wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know, I've done a terrible thing to you. I wish I could change that, but I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it is. The doctor came today. Told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this could be my last chance. Even so,
Oh.
I'm glad to be coming home. I missed you so much. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Every time you come to see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me. Maybe I just disgust you. I'm so sorry. When I first learned I was gonna die, I couldn't accept it. I was so angry. I struck out at everyone I loved. Especially you. And that's why I understand if you hate me. But I want you to know, I will always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. Which means that as you're reading this, I'm already dead. But that's okay. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I just hope the pain will end soon. So that you remember me for who I was. And not what the disease made me. I want you to go on. I want you to live. For yourself. And for others. Like you did for me. James. You made me happy.
Even though I just reacted, or I just got the leave ending, and I thought maybe that letter was going to be a little different, by the way, like even slightly, but it wasn't. It was the exact same, which is kind of interesting because it's like as if he never read it, right? Because her wish was at the very end there, like, I want you to, she's basically saying, I want you to move on with your life, you know? So it's almost as if he didn't read it, because we didn't see anything except him in the car. We can only assume he read it because he was given it in the original, right? In the original In Water ending, he was at her bedside. We don't know if he ever read it or not. I think he just, like, as he said, he couldn't go on. It was him succumbing to his guilt. He couldn't be absolved from it. And maybe if he read the letter, he could have. I don't know. It's up for interpretation, really. That's why these endings are so fascinating, really. But yeah, even though it was the exact same letter from the leave ending, that still was getting me in some areas. It's just so good. And I don't know if the song was a little different, but I think that it was. I'm not entirely sure. It sounded very similar, but maybe some subtle differences. But maybe it was just the same and I'm overthinking it. All right, the Maria ending. Let's go. I like to call this one the Delulu ending.
Mary?
James. I've been waiting. It's been so long. Didn't you want to see me?
Yes. More than anything. You're all I ever wanted.
Sorry, I needed to turn it up.
That's not true. Is it?
Mary?
You killed me, James.
Yes. I did. I couldn't bear to see you suffer.
Don't make excuses. I know how you saw me, how you felt. You really hated me. didn't you?
If that's true, then why do you
It's
look
true,
so
I
sad?
may have had some of those feelings. It was a long 3 years. I was so tired.
I guess I understand. I know I was a burden. You wanted a long, happy life. Something I couldn't give. Can she?
Mary, please, if I could...
No, James. Those were the last precious moments I had. How could I ever forgive you?
So when he defeats her, he's choosing. Wow. The original OST cover art. She was waiting. She gives him the letter.
What is this?
Is what you've been looking for.
For Laura.
Let's go.
Interesting. They changed the setting there when he came to find her. Oh, that's freaky. It's in the trunk. They're leaving. Where are they going? Could they go anywhere?
Better do something about that cough.
They kept it. Seemed kind of angry, right? Alright, I guess that was it. So no letter. I can't remember. We just got the Maria ending on my channel, and I don't remember if the letter was read at the end. I don't think so. I thought it was, but now I don't remember. So that was interesting. He just put it in his jacket and said, come on. But yeah, that one's a very fascinating ending, right? Because you could say a few things. You could say, yeah, like James learns nothing, and that he just decides to stay in his delusional state, and knowing that Maria is not even real, and the fact that he still chooses to stay, it's just fascinating because it almost adds to that narrative of Silent Hill 2 repeating itself, or Silent Hill repeating itself, like your events of your life, reliving moments of your guilt. And so him succumbing, I guess, to Maria, or choosing her, as if he's choosing to stay in his perpetual unmoving state, unlearning state. And that can be very fascinating when you think of it in the narrative of the story, and you know why he's here in the first place. And interesting when you think of it more tied into the notes that were deciphered recently. I think on Reddit someone had found that the notes spelled out that he had been repeating history and time coming over and over and over through Silent Hill. So that ending is sort of fascinating because it's almost like you get to see it. And and then it repeats somewhere again somehow. But we did see it happen before our very eyes in the game, where Maria just kept dying, you know, and he had to keep reliving it, and that's what her cough indicates. So that is all three. Aside, we didn't react to the leave. The leave will be, I'm not going to put it in here, it's in my original playthrough. But those are the three endings you can get upon your first natural playthrough. So now we're going to dive into the endings that are New Game Plus only, starting with Rebirth, which I find this one very interesting. In the original, of course, I'm referring to.
James. What's wrong?
All the metal sounds.
Aren't you happy to see me?
I'm sorry. I know what you are.
What does it even matter?
The water drop.
I am here for you.
You're not her.
She's gone. And she's not coming back.
There's a way. I can still bring her back.
What?
No, that's not true.
But before I do, I need to kill that part of me that still clings to you.
Who the hell do you think you are? You don't get say in this. Not anymore. Like it or not, I am here now. And I won't let it end like this.
Alright, so that's how that goes down. Now here it is. So you collect 4 items. We'll talk about the requirements after. But he's collected the items needed, required to get this ending.
Mary. You look so peaceful. Forgive me for waking you. But without you, I just can't go on.
He's got her body in the boat.
This town, Silent Hill. The old gods haven't left this place.
The old gods.
And they still grant power to those who venerate them.
I love that line. To those who venerate them.
Power to defy even death.
I want to see it. I want to see it. A little more. A little more.
Mary.
Oh, they really cascaded that silhouette so good in the fog. Rebirth ending has always been interesting to me because it's as if, as James is collecting these items, you know, it's like his psyche is telling him from finding these items that he can resurrect her. So it's almost delusional in a sense, as well as the Maria ending, where his experience of Silent Hill has kind of put his mind into a different place from not reality, you know, and he's just convinced that these gods can bring her back to life. Whether they do or not, we don't know, but it's still very interesting to me. And I think the church looks so cool. I wish we could have seen it just a little bit more. And the 4 items you have to collect are the Crimson Ceremony, and this is for the I don't know if it's the same for the original. I can't remember what the items were, but in the Rebirth ending, the 4 special items you need are the Crimson Ceremony, engraved by the Lakeside by Angela in the beginning of the game, the White Chrism, Baldwin Mansion table right outside where we met our boy Ernest, Obsidian Goblet, Historical Society. I think that was in Born from a Wish as well. Obsidian Goblet, or maybe I'm thinking of like the tablet of the epitaph grave, maybe. Lost Memories book, and you can find that at the Lost and Found in the Lakeview Hotel. Interesting. Lost Memories book. Okay, let's hop on over to what I'm most excited to see. the new remake endings, Bliss and Stillness. Very excited for these. So we're gonna watch Bliss first. We'll watch the joke endings after. Okay, there they are. There they are. Oh, it's not White Chrism. It's White Claudia? No, wait. So it says in the northwest corner of the first floor hospital garden, you find a small chest if you crawl through a hole. I think someone mentioned that to me, that they were disappointed that I missed that. Pete's Boulderama. Use the code 1887 to get the rusted key from the safe. Then you combine the key with that chest. Drink White Claudia that you found inside. And then watch the videotape. Got it. Okay, I understand now. Okay. So yeah, he had this person recording this had the other items that I mentioned about the Rebirth ending as well. There's Lost Memories, the Sitting Goblet, White Claudia, which might be different than the White Chrism. Okay, so you drink it, nothing happens. There was the right chrism there. Okay, then you put in the videotape. And I guess this plays as normal. Well, I don't know. We'll see. The sounds, the crackling, seems new. That space there looks so creepy.
Are you taping again? Come on.
I love the music.
I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Promise you'll take me again, James.
And then she should cough. Oh. No cough.
I promise.
Oh.
Come on, we need to finish packing. James, honey, did something happen?
Oh, no, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh man, I wasn't expecting that one to make me cry. Oh my gosh. She didn't cough. That's what got me, because I was like, everything was frame by frame the same, and so I was expecting it. And then when she didn't cough, it was almost... That just makes so much sense. Bliss, because it took the White Claudia, which I didn't mention, I forgot to mention. That's from the original Silent Hill 1 game, by the way. That was the drug that people were using in the original game. It was being trafficked through the town, and people were getting like hooked on it. So obviously must have been some pretty good stuff. Oh my gosh. Bliss. That makes sense. That name totally makes sense. So what was that at the end there though? So, okay, let's talk about this. He tells her he promises.
Come on, we need to finish packing.
Okay, here. What happened here? What's he realized? I'm trying to think on my own what I interpret this as. So this was, of course, before he... If this videotape, like, I mean, obviously he's under the impact of White Claudia right now watching this videotape. And it's been obviously altered from what it's supposed to actually be. It's supposed to just show her coughing, and it's like these mixed memories of what happened in reality. And he saw himself murder her. So in this, it's completely altered. So we can only assume that this is now him in his current state in reality right now. That's the only interpretation I can make of it. So right now, this is his inner psyche, right now in the present, but being mirrored into this false version of this tape. Right? That's what I'm thinking. So this is how he's feeling right now. Like, he's just, dude, like, he's out of there. He's just 1,000-yard stare. He's not present. Like, it's almost like something's kind of wrong. Look at the look. It's like he realizes something. This isn't right.
James, honey, did something happen?
She even notices. And he's just kind of like, you know?
Oh, no, it's fine.
But he's still stuck. Look, he's still stuck.
Everything's fine.
But he's okay with it. Fascinating. And then he's gone. Whoa. So he's just gone. Now, I'm trying to think of what this could mean. Like, where did he go? Did he die? And he's at peace now? Maybe. Maybe he's at peace. He just disappeared, though. I don't know if he died, per se. Maybe he's immortalized in that tape? With Mary or something? He just... I don't know. That was so fascinating. Okay, this one is the still ending. Okay, I'm interested to see this because it looks like the in water ending already. So let's read the requirements. Stillness. Is this stillness or still ending? I wrote stillness, but it says still here. Get the chainsaw at the beginning, smash the green car window on Wiltz to get the key of sorrow. Watch the video in 312 in the hotel, go to the manager's office, use the key of sorrow, code 314 to open the safe and get to Luke a postcard. And then you inspect it once and complete the rest of the game. Okay, that's how you get this ending then. Interesting.
I tried. I really did, but I can't go on without you. I can't forgive myself for what I've done.
I know.
Oh.
What's wrong, honey?
I miss you so much. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Will you wait for me?
James. I've always been waiting for you.
In the car, though, wondering what the heck. It doesn't read it. Drive away. No. Oh man. Alright, we got a lot to talk about before we get to the joke endings. Ugh. Holy crap. So she's in the car with him. I wonder why that's called Stillness though, because she's trying to allow him to move on, but he's refusing to. That one I don't have a lot to say for, other than I think he just doesn't want to move on. But why does that make it different than the in water ending? I would love to watch some other people. I would love to see some other interpretations of this ending, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it, because I don't have a lot for this one. Like, I don't have a lot to say. He says, "Will you wait for me?" So I assume that means I'm gonna live my life. He apologizes. She says it's okay. He says, "Will you wait for me?" So I figure he's gonna move on with his life. Live a very happy James life, but it doesn't. He doesn't even read the letter, right? It wasn't opened. He just looks at it like he didn't want to read it. Like he doesn't want to forgive himself. Like there's the keys right there. He doesn't want to do it. Chilling. Oh my gosh. I think Bliss was very impactful and fascinating. And you know what? In all of these endings, you know what I love about them? Is that they're all up for interpretation, as in like which one you think suits the story best. It's all up for interpretation. I think that's what drives the community and creates such interesting conversations, because everyone has their opinion on which they feel suits them best, because you can get these different endings. It's all based on your play style, and it's supposed to be a little indicative of how you play, is supposed to tell the game how James feels about himself, how he feels about others, and his value of his own life, and what he feels like he deserves. So that's what I love about all these endings, and every single one can be the one that you think suits the story best. I think my favorite ending is Leave ending. Because I think what I find so interesting about Silent Hill 2 in itself is its journey into the human experience. And a human experience is not easy, as we all know. Comes with so much good stuff, but so many bad things too. I mean, that's what I love about Silent Hill. It's like Silent Hill 2. That's why I love the Leave ending, because I feel like that's the most ending rooted in what I interpret as reality. I mean, aside from the fact that James is totally going to prison when he goes home, and poor Laura is probably going to end up in foster care. But when he leaves with her, let's just all say make believe that, you know, James gets absolved of crimes. I don't know. He somehow gets off of getting murder charges, and he gets to live his life happily with Laura. There's just something I love in that, because it was almost Mary's wishes, because she wanted to adopt Laura. She was attached to her. She loved her. And for him to adopt Laura, I just thought, whether you think he's going to be a great dad or not, I just think it's such a cool way to remember Mary. And not only that, but he comes to terms with what he's done. He stops the endless cycle. He stops his guilt. He faces it. And then she even still absolves him of the guilt too. If you've ever gone through something difficult in your life, you've lost someone, maybe you've done something to someone that hurt them. If you've ever experienced feelings of grief, and if you've ever been forgiven, or maybe not forgiven, you know how those two different paths of your life can go, you know? And it's just, you can wallow in misery without it if you don't forgive yourself. Or, you know, if you get forgiven, you can move on and you could live, you know, a happy life and learn from it and make your experience better, make your life better. So that's why I love the Leave ending. I feel like there's a glimmer of hope at the end. There's happiness there. That's why I love it. I love it because it's tender, but it was horrific to get there. Does that make sense? I think everyone understands what I'm saying, because I think that might be why we love this game as much as we do. I just love how it treads on the human experience. And now I'm blathering. Let's hop on over to the fun endings to end the video. This one has been a long-winded video. I've been talking a lot. Let's go over to the dog ending. The joke ending. One of the joke endings. Okay, that's what the observation room was for. Okay, I didn't even read. Hold on. Requirements. Put together 2 broken keys. One found at the pet center, one found at the doghouse by the motel gate. Open the observation room on the 3rd floor hotel. That's it. There it is. Oh, it's so cute. Beep bop boop. Oh, he comes out with his gun. That's awesome.
Fuck our shit.
What language is this? That sounded like Russian.
To nie może być prawda.
What? Oh my god, James looks so sad. Freaky! Alright, that was the dog ending. It is very similar to the original, where he comes to realize this is all like a simulation controlled by the dog. Interesting. A total joke ending, meant for laughs for sure. And this is the UFO ending. So in order to get this one, this is the one where you acquire the blue gem found at the jewelry store. Investigate 4 items in your inventory at 4 different locations. You investigate the gem 4 times in your inventory. So this is just like the original. Rooftop at the Saul Apartments, the pier northwest of Rosewood Park, the dock of Lakeview Gardens, and room 312 before you watch the videotape. Okay, so I guess this is where they're about to use the key, go inside, use the gem, get the UFO ending. If I remember correct, this one had a song to it. Did I ever get the... I don't think I ever got the UFO ending. Yeah. For Silent Hill 2, I didn't. I haven't ever... Or... I think I did. I think I did. Now, that song kind of triggered my memory. It's been a while. Da, 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 da. So you probably get animations each time you use it. And this is the final one. Dun, 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 dun. Ba, 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 ba. Ah, that's cool. Ooh. Harry? Oh, that's cool. Oh. James. What? What is this? You're... me. I'm the real you, Space James. No, it can't be. It's true. You've been a clone this whole time. But now it's time to come home. The scream. Ah! Ah! Oh my god. I think I've seen this meme somewhere. Finally, all is as it should be. Finally, we can be together. Mary. You still looking for her? No, don't do it! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That was cool. That was cool. Da, 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 da. Alright, that is it. That is all the endings. We have we watched them all? Leave is on my original playthrough. We have seen that. We watched In Water, Maria, Rebirth, Bliss, Stillness, or Still. I'm not sure. I think it's Stillness though. And then we watched the dog ending and the UFO ending. Incredible. And we had some wonderful tears of happiness, kind of, and some sadness along the way. It's so good. This is just so awesome. And as I said, as interesting and fascinating as all these endings are, I love how they're just so up for interpretation as to which one you feel James deserves. Aside from the joke endings, of course. Or which one you feel suits what you want out of the story. And that's what I love about it, as I was mentioning earlier in the video. And it's just all based on James's, well, your actions in the game helps the game determine how James feels about himself, as I was saying earlier. And I just find that so intriguing. Love it. Love that they've added 2 extra endings. And thank you all so much for recommending that I do this and that I react to these. That was such a treat. And I hope that y'all enjoyed it. And thank you so much for watching it. I guess what's next? I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing in my retro games, retro horror games. And aside from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that's the exception. But yeah, I'm just going to keep on churning. And I hope to see y'all along the way. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Ciao!